Hello, everyone. My name is Juan Zapata, and along with Isaac Silva and Dante Bell, this is our mini business plan and presentation. Our problem, or the problem I see here in Hawaii, is that I don't feel like there's enough Hispanic food, or at least there's not enough good Hispanic food. Hawaii, according to census information or last year's census, there's roughly 142,000 Latinos or Hispanics that reside in Hawaii, myself included. Most of the population is here located on Oahu. And based on personal research, and I grew up, I'm from the Dominican Republic. I grew up with Cubans all my life in Florida. And based on my own personal research, there's no good Hispanic food here. There's a couple places if you want to drive all the way out to Waianae. But anyways, most Hispanic food on the island is also from Central America. There's a very big difference between Central American food and food from the Caribbean, for example, for example, Cuban food. If any of you might be familiar with a former Cuban restaurant, I won't say the name, uh, they were horrible. Like their food was, yeah, it was not good. Anyways, the problem is that there's not enough Hispanic food. There's not enough Caribbean Hispanic food, and there are way too many opportunities with millennials and modern technology that we can easily change that. There's an opportunity for or a potential for success if we can exploit that niche by providing quality mobile Cuban food by essentially providing a food truck. The great thing about food trucks is that it's a low cost, low risk opportunity to be able to make that has a potential for a lot of earning. According to research, the average food truck makes anywhere from five to $20,000 a month in earnings. Um, if you compare that to a restaurant, the differences in amounts can be slightly variable. But the thing about the food truck is that there's a lot less risk involved because there's a lot less cost associated with actually opening up a food truck. And essentially, our business model would include locally sourced ingredients, which, for example, there's research that shows that millennials are carving new food trends using that cater preferably locally sourced ingredients, cater to the environment, sustainability, and those sort of achievements. We would also incorporate social media guided locations. We would highly use social media and technology to be able to find the best locations in order to sell our product. We could use data analytics from multiple platforms to be able to determine and almost predict some of the best locations to serve food. On top of that, our food will be excellent. We have a menu comprised of specific Cuban dishes that can be made with locally sourced ingredients here in Hawaii that can be made with quality. I myself love to cook. I'd probably be the primary chef. And the last thing, one thing that I believe any business is necessary in order for them to succeed is excellent customer service. Providing everything to your customer, making sure that they're satisfied, providing that sort of excellence that you know will be consistent no matter what time, every single time they come. And that is the sort of service that we will be providing. The name of our food truck will be a taste of Cuba. We will have moro. For example, you see rice, tres leches cake on the right there on the corner, using fresh ingredients, local ingredients to make some of the best Cuban sandwiches, medianoche, some of these great tastes that come from Cuba. If you've ever had Cuban food or if you've ever been to Miami, I'm pretty sure you'd agree with me here. um, as far as like technology or as far as our magic, we want to make the most out of social media. Social media has the power to gain customers from anywhere and anywhere on the island. You easily can link up with things such as Uber, Uber Eats, Yelp, and coordinate so that anyone can get your food and can get our Cuban food from anywhere on the state, um, at least anywhere on the island. We can easily use social media to create promotions and giveaways and surveys to try to determine what the best menu options will be for any specific week. Or, for example, advertising a different theme every month, or uh, asking where people want us to be to make sure that there's high volume locations, hosting events just to get familiarity, get people to know who our name is, get people to know what our food truck is and what it's about. The idea would be to make the most out of social media. We would have someone dedicated specifically to getting all of the information necessary to be able to sell our food in the best places to make the most profit. let's face it, there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of competition when it comes to food on Oahu. There's a lot of good competition when it comes to food on Oahu. There's many food trucks, there's a lot of restaurants. But the one thing I noticed is that there's no good Cuban food. There was that one Cuban restaurant a long time ago. Hated it. Don't bother. It was never good. If you've been there, trust me, there's better food. I can make it for you. Come to my house. I got you. We're essentially be doing a differentiation strategy, serving primarily quality Cuban food, food that I know how to cook. I've cooked with my parents all my life. I myself am an amateur chef right now. I would be the primary chef, and quality would be the standout, a standoffish of this truck. Excellent customer service. Again, you have to strive for excellent customer service in order to keep your customers happy. You want them to enjoy your food and also enjoy the experience that you provide, whether it's providing authentic music, Cuban food, and authentic Cuban experience. The idea is that providing excellent customer service, going above and beyond, will keep your current customers and attract everyone else. Um, as long as we maintain this, there is nothing that the competition will be able to do. I believe our strategy would help us sell the most and make a significant amount of profit by being able to provide such quality food and quality customer service. Our team, it's just the defining characteristics of our team here. So we would have the chef in charge of creating, designing menu options, menu ideas, creating new techniques for making the food, trying to make it as attractive as possible to our customers while trying to use many of the locally sourced ingredients. Um, we would have a manager who would essentially oversee operations as far as picking out locations, determining the best prices for supplies, vendors, customer service, in charge of any sort of complaints, assuring that service recovery is exceptional, and taking care of overall operations. We would also have a marketing manager who would be essentially the social media guru. He would be in charge of figuring out the best locations, figuring out where exactly we're going to go ahead and sell our product, in charge of advertising events, making sure we're keeping up to date with our Yelp, Facebook, and every other method of social media that we're going to be having. Additionally, aside from the cost of the truck and having the truck itself, we're going to need two assistant cooks and two cashiers. We want to have a food truck that can serve from two opposite windows or two adjacent windows, but we want to be able to keep that line going. You don't want to keep customers unhappy by waiting too long. So we want to have two stations to be able to sell our food. Um, two cashiers, two assistant cooks. We've got our three head guys who essentially be us, myself, Isaac, and Dante. Financials. As far as financial, we would need an estimate requirement of approximately $150,000. The good thing about a food truck is that, again, we touched on basis on research that 5,000 to 20,000 approximate in earnings. That was the reported average income for food or busy food trucks. If I believe that this number can expand significantly if you incorporate technology as we spoke before. For example, incorporating Uber Eats I forget the other name, but Uber Eats and all of these mobile food transportation uh, type applications or software. But essentially, we would be able to expand our menu, create these low cost options, and be able to attract as many customers as possible. That's going to be the key to making sure that we make our profit. This 150,000 requirement would approximately include truck renovations, permits and licenses, and then we'd use our owner's equity to purchase our initial inventory. As far as the exact projected costs and projected revenue, we can get to that in the actual mini business plan. Timeline, we would want to purchase the truck within the next 2 months. Have everything ready approximately as far as getting those two adjacent windows or two opposite windows, however you want to do it. Kitchen equipment, supplies, everything. Renovate the truck to approximately the next 4 months so that it's ready for use. By the next 6 months, we'll be able to get our permits. It's approximately 6 months to get our permits from the state. Um, we would essentially begin operating in the next 6 to 7 months. By the time that permit has gone through, we should be ready to operate. Hopefully, we'll have our two cashiers and our two assistant cooks, and we're hoping this is a very pessimistic estimate. I'd like to be a little bit more optimistic. I'd like to be making a profit by the next 11 months, let's say, but 12 to 18 months, we definitely should be in the green as far as profit. But what we need, and this is where you come in, this is where you, the people who are going to make our dream come true, this is where we need your help. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. And the only way we can begin doing right now is we need $70,000 for a truck, $30,000 for kitchen equipment, approximately $20,000 to renovate the truck to match our needs. Those adjacent windows are necessary to maintain a low line, make sure that we got all our customers happy. $10,000 for permits and licenses, $5,000 for initial marketing and advertisement. We got a grand total of $135,000. That's nothing for you guys. You guys, we can make this happen. We hope that you like our presentation. We hope that you are interested in our pitch. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. We have some beautiful scenery here from Cuba. If you ever have the chance, go. It's like stepping into the 1950s. It's a beautiful country. All right. Thank you very much.